Hello, hello everybody, it's me, Angie, coming on to do the tutorial on my mini file folder ephemera holder that I showed yesterday. Here it is, so let's get right into it. I want to try and get at least the construction done today, and the decorating is totally optional according to your taste, so you can do that however you want, but if we have time we will do some of the decorating as well. So as I said before yesterday, you will need two pieces of 8.5 by 11 cardstock paper and then one piece of designer series paper of your choice to decorate with. Okay, this is just for to show that this is what I used. I've already pre-cut my pieces and I will give you the measurements for that. The first piece here is going to be your coin envelope, which is the top flap. It is a 4" by 5 3/4" coin envelope. So your paper will have to be cut to 8.5 by 7 1/8. Okay, and it's going to be, once you have that cut, you are going to use it the long way. You are going to score it at 2 1/4, 6 1/4, and then that's it, and that will allow you for a 4" pocket. Okay, then you're going to turn it and you're going to give the corner flaps 3/4 inch. You're going to score it at 3/4 inch and then come over to 6 1/2 and score it again, or you can score it at 3/4 inch, flip it over and score it at 3/4 inch, your choice. Okay, so that's our top piece. Our second piece is this, the pocket, the actual ephemera pocket piece. Okay, and for that I have here, okay, and that piece is 9 inches by 7 inches, 9 by 7, and then just folded right in half. Okay, and give it a good burnish and a good crease it really well so we get a nice flat fold. Okay, once you've cut those two pieces out, this is all you have left. You have these two pieces from one of the pieces that you cut down, and these two scraps left over from the other piece that you cut down, and we're going to be using some of those as well, so don't discard those right away. Okay, then here's just my elements that I've chosen to decorate it with, but let's get the structure part done. Okay, now, so for the coin envelope, we have this, and I put some X's on these outer edges. Those pieces are going to be cut away. And when you cut those on the inside of the score line. Okay, we want to get a nice smooth fold when we cut those. So we want to cut them on the inside, if you guys can see, right on the inside of the score lines. Okay, and just cut it right up to that score line. Then you're going to come over here on inside the score line and come right up to that score line and stop. And we're going to go all the way around and do that. Come right up to that score line and cut away. Again, cut on the inside of those score lines and just pull that away. So how's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a good day. Okay. And there we go. So now we've got something like that. Okay. Now we're going to crease and burnish all those score lines. Give it a good crease, and then we are going to round the edges of our flaps just to give it a nice coin envelope look. And for that, I just get my corner chomper here, and we're just going to straighten those back out and fold those middle pieces in. And I'm going to use my 1/2 inch corner rounder, side, and give that a chomp. And I usually just flip it over and go around just to make sure it's okay. So there's that. That's our coin envelope. Okay, and the way we measured that, it's going to allow us about a 1/2 inch to seal that closed. Okay, so we're going to do that next. Pull out your glue of choice, and we're going to close that up. And I'm just going to run a narrow strip of glue, which is my Glossy Accents, is my glue of choice. And we're just going to close that right up. Okay. Then we're going to close up one end, and it doesn't matter which end because each end is 3/4 of an inch. So it doesn't matter which end you choose to close up. And by folding that on the inside of those score lines, should fold nice and smoothly. And we're going to give it a good second to hold. Make sure those creases are good and smooth. And there we go. We've got our coin envelope. Okay. What we're going to do next is we need to make 2 hinges. One hinge to attach to the coin envelope that will go to our acetate front window, and a back hinge that's going to go to the back of the coin envelope to our pocket part. Okay, and to do that, our pocket is from the crease to the end of the envelope is 5 3/4, so that's where our scraps come in. So I'm going to pull out my guillotine, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces down to 5 3/4. 5 3/4. Get the other narrow one. 5. Oh, what's that? Actually, I want to use the bigger one. 5 3/4. Then we're going to cut those down to 1 1/2 inches. And the second one to 1 1/2 inches. Okay. Move that out of the way for the moment. So we've got 2 pieces that look like that. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in my scoreboard, and we're going to just score those right in half for our hinges. And that's going to be scored right down the middle at 3/4 of an inch. The other one, 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Move that out of the way. Give those a fold and a nice tight burnish. Okay. Like I said, one is going to go to this side. We're going to just line that right up on the edge, like so. And we're going to glue that, and then we're going to glue the other one to the other side, just like that. Okay? So let's do that. And also you need to decide which do you want your coin envelope facing the front this way with your flap this way, or the flap going to the inside. I want it to the front, so we're going to be attaching it this way. Okay, so I want to attach my hinges to this side. If you wanted it this way, it's totally up to you. Okay. So put some good adhesive, get right up to that crease edge, and I'll do it this way so I can see a little bit better, guys. Sorry. And down we go. Okay. Give that a second to grab a hold. I'm going to give it a good press. Make sure it's secured. And we're good. Okay, let's do the other side. So how was everybody's weekend? I hope everybody had a good weekend. It was good here. The weather held out nicely. A little rain and overcast at some points, but nothing too bad. Okay, so let's get that one positioned on this one, and down we go. Give it a good press. Okay, so we should have something that looks like this, guys. Okay. All right, now we're going to get our other piece, and we're going to attach that to here. Now what you need to decide is where you want that to sit. How high do you want it centered right in the middle, like so? Do you want to bring it up, or do you want to line it all up down on the bottom? Totally up to you. I want mine kind of centered, so that's what I'm going to do there. So we're going to kind of position that. Make sure you're right up to the edge there. Okay. And then we're going to carefully, well, just easier if I do it this way. Now put your glue down. Be a little generous with it. Like I said, get right up to the edge there. You don't want it coming apart. By the time we get done with this, it's going to be a good, sturdy, strong piece. So you definitely want to make sure you use enough glue. Okay. Then I'm just going to eyeball that where I want it to live. And down we go. Okay. Open it up. Give it a good press. Alrighty, so now we've got this, okay? Now we're going to come to the front, and we're going to attach our acetate window, front window. And where is my acetate window? And that piece is going to be 4 inches by 5 3/4, and that's going to fit right on the top of your coin envelope, just like that, okay? So 4 inches by 5 3/4, and we're just going to attach that. And now my acetate, I do buy acetate, but what you also want to do, if you don't know this already, I'm sure you do, recycle. When you buy packages of stickers and your craft pieces, save those acetate packages. Even when I buy like a comforter, things like that, the packaging that comes in, it comes in like this really strong acetate. I save it, cut it down, and reuse it. Recycle those pieces. Acetate can get pretty expensive. It's a fun piece to work with, a material to work with, but it can be a little expensive. So we've got to do what we've got to do as crafters, right? So let's put that window down just like that. Make sure it's good and stuck. And don't worry about that. That's why I said we need some trim and some ribbon or whatever of your choice. We're going to cover that up, just like I did on this one, okay? We're going to use something to cover that right up, okay? Let's make sure that's good and dry. We'll leave that alone for a moment. We're going to come back onto this, and we will decorate this. Again, it's 4 inches by 5 3/4, so you've got to choose what you're going to decorate it with. I already have my elements pre-cut, and I chose kind of papers with some blue to it. So we're going to put that right down on there, just like that. And I'm just going to use glue stick for that one, because this is just, you know, printed on copy paper here. So that will hold that piece down. Now, if it was heavier, I would definitely use a heavier glue, but this will definitely work. So I'm just going to position that nice and straight where I want it, and we're going to stick that down. Oh, and it slipped on me. There we go. And again, I want to press that in really good. And I'll come back and get get the other side glued down. Okay. Let's disappear. That'll go away there. All right. Give that a press. And the piece that you choose for your top of your coin envelope, just make it really nice, really attractive to, because with this piece you want to do minimal decorating, because you don't want too much bulk, because you want to allow some room for when you put stuff in your pockets, your ephemera in your pockets. So you don't want to get too bulky on you, okay? So keep your decorating down to a minimum. So I like that image. I think that looks really nice, just like that for the front page. Then when we open it up here, we need to decorate this page, and I chose this element here. So we're going to put that right down there. And as you can see, I didn't go all the way to the edge, because what we need to do is cut our file, to make it look like a file folder, we need to cut our tab. Okay, so what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to open it up like this, and I'm going to bring my envelope punch board, because I don't have a tab punch, so to speak. So I am going to, and just position, you put your tab wherever you want it. So I'm just going to eyeball it. I'll start at 1/2 inch. And then I want my tab to be 2 inches, so I'm going to go to 2.5. And I'm just going to the 2.5 mark, and I'm trying to find, just kind of eyeballing the middle of that right there, right about there, and punch again. So that should give me about a 2-inch tab. Okay. And then from there, I am going to, I'm not really good at eyeballing cuts, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just cut that right down. Just like that. Cut that piece away. And then come back in again and cut that piece away. And we've got our file folder tab right there. Okay, guys? So that's when, see? There we go. So then I can come back in and we can dress up this piece right here. And I want it just a little bit of the brown cardstock showing. So that is perfect. Again, I am going to bring in my glue stick and we're going to glue that right down. Make sure I got it straight. Try and keep it from slipping on me this time. And we're going to just stick that right down. Get a piece of it. Get it good and secured down. Okay, then I can turn it around and finish gluing the rest. And just wipe away the excess there where I went over. But it dries clear, so that's not a problem. Okay. And I'm going to grab my bone folder here, and I'm just going to give it another little press. Make sure I've got it down good. Get it stuck really well, and there we go. Okay, so here's where we've got our basic construction done at that point. Okay, we've got our acetate window, we've got our coin envelope, we've got our file folder. All we have to do is put in our pockets. We'll do that next. Okay, now here's the pieces that we have left, guys. Just this little bit. And we're gonna go ahead and use this piece, and we still need a little bit of this. We're gonna use this piece for our pockets. Okay, and that's gonna go down right there. And we could just stick it right down there, right there, but the crease will cause a little bit of bulkiness. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that in half. Okay, I'm gonna bring my guillotine back up. And this piece is 8.5, so I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. Okay, move that out of the way. And since this is just the standard size, like looking shape pockets, we'll go ahead and give those a little thumb tab thing here. And I'm just going to eyeball this, trying what I think is half right in the middle. And we will just eyeball that right about there and give it a little punch. Okay, so those are going to be our pockets. And we'll put those down next. And let's see here. Oh, and I forgot we cut away that one for the tab, so I just need to trim that down just about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to bring this back in and I'm going to take 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch off of each side. That should do it. 1/8 of an inch or so. And that should do it right there. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so then we're going to secure those down. And we're just going to run a thin bead of glue right along the edges of the 3 sides. And there we go. Put that down. Okay, we're going to do the same with the other one. And I'm going to come right up to the middle, try and line it up the best I can. And down we go. And that's okay that that pocket didn't go all the way to the edge. That's intentional, so to speak, because we're going to cover that up. Okay, so there we've got that. Now we're going to come back to the middle, to the opposite side of our coin holder, coin pocket, and we're going to put a notebook there. Okay, now I have those pieces pre-cut, and I just used excess pieces from leftover piece from here that I used from this digital. Okay, and you can make the tablet as big or as little as you want. So mine, this piece of paper is almost 3 3/4 inch wide by 5 1/4. Okay, and I gave 1/4 inch overlap that I folded over, and I chose to use some coffee dyed paper. Okay, so all I did, so these coffee dyed papers were just a smidge smaller than the cover, so it's 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. Okay, I just put 2 pieces of two staples, and that's why I gave that just a little bit of a lip just to cover those staples. Okay, and we're going to attach that right there. Okay, and we're also going to put a little piece of ribbon, a little piece of trim there to dress that up. But I do want to round my corners, so all my corners are the same. I'm going to again use my 1/2 inch corner side, and I'm going to round those. I'm just going to flip it over and do it again. It's just something I always do. Okay, and round the corners on this as well. And I apologize for that. Didn't turn my phone off. Sorry. Flip it over and do it again. Okay. There we go. Now we've got our notebook. Okay, so like I said, I just chose 4 pieces. I wouldn't go more than maybe 6. Like I said, you don't want to get it too bulky. Okay, so I just put 2 staples, centered it right over, and like I said, the cover page is just a smidge larger, and gave myself a 1/4 inch overlap, and we're going to glue that right down like that. Okay, so again, I'm going to grab my glue. And we're going to use that little bit of a lip. And we're going to use some glue right there. And be a little generous with that because we do have those staples there. So we want to make sure that sticks down well. Center it. And down we go. And I'm going to hold that for a moment. Okay, I think that's good. All right, guys, so that's what we've got there so far. Okay, now we could put this little piece here to hold the flap, your tablet closed, or you can just leave it. Totally up to you. This one I used, I did each one a little bit different, if you remember yesterday. Okay, or you could just leave it without. Totally up to you. Okay. Now I want to use a little bit of trim. So we'll come back to the front and we'll start at the front. I do want to use some crocheted trim on the front. And I'm just going to put that piece right there. So I'll cut that down. And I'll need one for the back. So let me cut 2 of those. Okay, and we're just going to glue those right down. You can do it either way. You can have it going this way, or do I want it, I think I want it that way. So that'll just cover up that glue spot right there for you. Okay, so again, we're just going to run some glue. Be a little generous because this is acetate. You want to make sure it sticks down and adheres well. And lay that right down. How about that? Isn't that nice? Give it a second to catch. Okay. And we're going to flip it over and do this side. And this is getting stuck down to your cardstock, so it will adhere a lot quicker and a lot faster. So let's put that piece right down there. Make sure you get it nice and straight. And how pretty is that, guys? Nice, huh? Hopefully you like that. Okay, there we go. So that's it for that. Okay, now we need a journal card for inside of our coin envelope. And again, our coin envelope is 4 inches by 5 3/4. I have pre-cut some book page. I like to use book page, so I just glued a couple pieces together, which gives some nice sturdiness. Cut it down. Since the envelope is 4 inches, I cut it down to 3 7/8 to fit right inside, and 5 3/4. Okay, so that will go right inside there, but we want to round our corners again. And I want to make a tab pull for that. So that's where these pieces come in. So we grab one of our scraps and we're going to fold that, score that in half. So that's about 2 inches, so score it at 1. And we can cut it down. We don't want it probably that big, but we do need to score it in half first. See what we're working with. Okay, and that's going to go right up there. And you can just do something like that if you want, but I'm going to bring in my envelope punch board again and make my tabs. Okay, so I'm just going to eyeball it and make myself a tab just like that. Make it as big or as little as you like. Okay, then all we have to do is cut away these little pieces here. Just like that. And make your ends as long as you want. So I'm going to cut that down. That's kind of long. And I'm just going to eyeball the other side right about, well, I think this one's longer now, so we'll shorten this one. There we go. Okay. And that is going to go on the top. And when I did my journal card, it just worked out that when I tore out my couple pieces, as you can see, one piece was the end of the chapter, so that piece ended up being blank, so that works out perfectly. That will be my journaling side, and this will be the side that I decorate. Okay, so let's put our tab on there. And we're just going to eyeball the middle. Use my grid here. And eyeball that, not too bad. Put some glue down. That's down. Now we can flip it over and put glue on the other side. And there we have it, guys. There's our journaling card to go inside of our pocket. And I like it to stick out just a bit like that. I like that look. Okay. So let's go around here. Now let's put our trim of choice. And I chose the crocheted trim on there, but I found some blue trim and I thought that would look nice on the other piece. So we're going to cut a piece for right here to accent there. And I'm going to use my glue book just so I don't get glue on my mat. So I'm going to run a bead of glue right down the edge here. Can you see that? I'm sorry, I'm out of frame. I'm trying to get used to this, guys. I apologize. Run a bead of glue there. And I want it to hang off the edge just a little bit. Try and get it straight. And glue that down. Just like that. Give that a second. I can flip it over. Cut it off. There we go. Okay, so voila, see? Very nice, huh? That's kind of a little crooked, isn't it? Let me see if I can catch that before it dries. I think I can pull that away. Put a little bit more down. And use this as a guide. Kind of see where I want it to go, huh? Much better. Okay. Much better. There we go. Yep. All right. So we're going to give that a second to do. We're going to put a little trim on the top of this as well. I think that would look nice. So I'm just going to cut it right about there. And I'll use dots as measurement. Let's see. So go in to the next dot. Right there, I think. Yep. And we're going to glue that down. Okay. Very nice. Okay. Give that a moment to dry. And you can use lace, you can use whatever you want to use to decorate it. Like I said, I'm kind of going with the blues, so pulling out my blues. And then, let's see, I'm going to leave that plain. I do want to do a little something with this. And I found these, because it says bouquet there, so I thought flowers would look nice on there, but I just couldn't decide if I want to use this or use this. And this one's bigger, and it does add a little bit different color. I don't want too much blue, so I think I'm going to go with, this is curling just a little bit. We just got to train it, that's all. And I think I'm going to put that right down there. It's flat, but it adds a little something to the page. So we'll do that. And like I said, you can decorate it any way you choose, but I do recommend not too much or too thick decorations. Choose some flat pieces so you don't have too much bulk. And we're just going to put that right down there. I like that. Very nice. Okay. And then you can decorate your pockets if you choose. You can put a little decoration on there if you choose. Let's see, do I want to put that there? No. Okay, well that's it, guys. We are done. We've got our mini file folder ephemera holder. Okay, there it is. There's the construction for that piece. The only thing that we did not do is put our eyelet and our charm on there. So for that, I'm just using my punch here and move it over. And I already got my silver eyelet there, so I just put that in there. Move that over and give it a squeeze. We've got our eyelet. And I was going through my charms and I found this really cute little purse, and it had a little blue hue to it, so I thought that was really cute, and it's just calling to be used. So we'll use that. And if I can get it in there, guys. There we go. And I've got my tool here just to give it a little close. If I can get it. There we go. And voila. We've got our piece done, guys. Look at that. How cute is that? Oh my goodness. I love it. Well, we're done. So it's all up to you guys. I hope you guys give this project a try. I hope you have fun with it. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you decide and what you do, okay? All right, that was fun. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. God bless. Bye-bye.